Hey, hey, hey!
Hey,
Welcome
hey,
back.
hey.
Good morning.
Good
Didi, what's wrong with
afternoon.
you guys? No dodgy fake backgrounds this week. The audience will be very disappointed.
And
Yes.
no hula hoop either.
Yeah, I wanted to show you the real background, and I just had my
Oh, that's
wife next
real.
to me, so I wanted to show Lisa, my second wife, but yeah, now she's gone already. So
Have you been following Lisa's trades, Didi, so you can afford some more wives? Is that what's happening?
exactly what is happening. I'm following Lisa's trades, and she's even helping me with some trades here and there, which was already affording me to buy this villa and the pool and a camper van. And I think this trade of the week now, today, I don't know sure, but I think that if I'm going to follow the trade of the day today, I think I will be able to buy me a rocket to the moon. Yeah.
Very good. I thought you were
Yeah.
going to say another wife, but a rocket to the moon.
Yeah. Rocket to the moon's
I,
probably a better thing.
because because I fancy alien women as well, so I want an alien wife. Maybe that's better to say. Like,
Okay, well, good to know we will be covering aliens again in the show. There was lots of requests for more alien chat.
Yeah. Yeah. Why not?
Well, what a week again, people, huh? Probably crazier than the previous week and the one previous to that. It's really
Oh, this
wrapping
one's
up.
been insane. I've been sleeping with one eye open, and so with my laptop next to me in bed, and it's like I roll over. It's like, okay, it's still okay. My trade's still okay.
Yes, that was the first thing I wanted to ask you. Obviously, you're doing the copy trading with Prime XBT. So how's that pressure? Are you actually sleeping?
Oh no,
On there?
there's not a lot of sleep going on there. So I trade for a couple of funds, and I thought, oh, this will be okay. But the difference is that trading for a couple of funds, nobody knows it's me. And I just trade them. If there's a loss, it's like, okay, there's a loss, and we move forward. With this, it's a little bit different because everyone knows it's me, and everyone's like, this trade's been red for 3 days. What are you doing, Lisa? And
Yeah.
it's like, it's okay. Trades go red. They go red. We've just, and it's like I've been telling everyone, it's the Kenny Rogers rule of trading. It's like know when to hold them, know when to walk away, and know when to run. And it's like, so this is like a zone in BTC that we were in that is like a liquidity zone. So because we've been so bullish, you kind of need to ladder these trades in, and obviously the top trade's very high, and then it's a pyramid that goes down, and it's bottom heavy, so obviously as it rises up you get more profit. But yeah, it looks kind of red from a perspective of anyone sitting in that trade. That not many people understand that trades need to go red sometimes. So,
Well, I'm going to join that army of people demanding that you're on call 24/7 very shortly.
yeah.
After being up till 5 o'clock
red
this
bar
morning
usually
trying to
sell,
sell
isn't it?
something and not being able to do it, so I'm just going to hand it over to you and copy trade very shortly.
The pressure's
So
on.
Lisa, to be sure, the red part is where we sell, isn't it?
Yeah, no, what we do is we buy the tops and we sell the bottoms. That's the trading strategy that I have. Yeah.
All right, let's look at some dildos, hey? Should we jump into some charts?
We
Okay.
shall.
Good morning.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yes, Didi.
Get serious.
That's our
Get
paid
serious.
content,
Get
people.
serious.
You
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
subscribe for that.
probably not that kind. It's like
Not
we
greedy.
need a balloon. Somebody sent me a gift the other day where the balloon kept going up. It's like it was very cool. So, all right. Oh, this is my very, very extremely messy chart. It's
Oh
like,
my goodness.
can we understand what's happening here? This is Moby, and his spout just blew. So, but
Moby Dick spouts blue.
Okay, we've
Yeah.
set the tone. Very good.
Yeah, so Moby Dick's spout's blown, and we're now sitting at a resistance. So I've put some bait out for Moby Dick, and I've told him that he needs to impress me a little bit more because I'm not impressed. And basically we've hit a resistance, and we're sort of, you know, we're going a little bit sideways, sort of down at the moment, which kind of happens when we get to a resistance. We don't want to go too far down. What we want to do is go into this region. Let's move some of these words here, and we'll put some squiggles. So we're down here. We want to go up in this region, sort of like that, and then blast off with a green candle up to our Bitcoin star. So that's the ideal. So we want to get to around sort of 13,500 here before we have kind of a deeper correction. So on this correction, it'll probably be quite fast. It'll be like this sort of thing here happening, where we'll probably come down. So we could even go quite deep with this. So this is a $2,000 candle within this range. There's a possibility that this might not be the end here, that we could continue up past. So we've got our Bitcoin rocket here. But we've also got a couple of higher targets on this chart up here. So if we get some FOMO kicking in, we could even, if we reach our next technical pivot, which is 13,855, that puts us into a $16,000 run. So that's kind of the area that we want to hit. We want to hit this 13K range. We want to hold this range here now in a fairly sort of strong bull flag sort of formation, and then head up. So we're fueling our rocket with bear tears, because under a resistance they all short. So we want them to get very comfortable here with a tight sort of correction, and then take it up, and that's kind of what I see happening at the moment. So we had last night I tweeted out this chart. We had a very pivotal range that we needed to hold on the weekly, which we've done. So we had not broken through this range here since so this is January 2018, and then previous to that was on our run to our all-time high that we'd even broken this region. So you can see that we've got wicks. We don't have any solid candles. We've always come through. We've hit these points and then wick straight down. So it's not unlikely that that would happen again. But the key here is once we get to our upper target on our 5, we want to hold this 11.7. So, if I was a betting person, which I am obviously because I'm a crypto trader, I'm going to have some orders sitting down here at 11,700-ish, maybe a little bit lower for the wick. And because I think once we get to this 5, we're going to wick down quite sort of violently. We're going to have that tidal wave as opposed to our normal waves, wiping out all the traders and then shooting back up again. So that's kind of what I'm seeing right now at the moment on BTC. So we've got some really nice movement in the chart. We are at that point where we're sitting in line with our high, our recent high. And, we're still in the 5-wave pattern here of the third wave. So once we come down for this 4th wave, we'll have a little bit more correction. It'll feel like we're trading within this sort of, 12,800 to 11,700 range for another week or so. And then we'll start moving up higher. But once we get to this next sort of pivot up here where the 5 is, we need to be really careful, like continuously pushing up those stops, because we are going to get that tidal wave. So there's something that I discovered today. So I do, I kind of follow the money sort of traces and where they go and what Tether's doing and that sort of thing. And I was talking to a couple of whales that I know, And so there's this new thing that they're doing, which is kind of cool, where say they've got $1 million in crypto. So they're going to AAVE and they're going to places like Nexo, and they're taking a crypto loan, which is 7% a day. And, you know, they've got their additional money. And so then they're buying up these, you know, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the shit coins. You can see that they're pumping really hard. And, you know, the interest on that is $70,000 a day, which is huge. But you look at how much some of these coins are pumping, like 140%. So say you've got a big position in those, and you're going to be making more than 70,000. So some of them are moving sort of like 100 to 200% at the moment, and within a day they're moving sort of 50 to 70%. So with $1 million, so you're making $500,000 on a 50% move, and you've only got a 70,000 overhead. So you've got clear money, 430,000 clear dollars on that trade, you know, and then, you know, a few exchange fees, but you've got big percentages on that. So that's kind of a cool new thing that I found out that a lot of the whales are sort of doing. And it's, you know, they're short-term loans, they repay, they, you know, they go into all these coins, and that's kind of what's happening at the moment. We won't look at that one. That was a crazy chart. So this is Ethereum. So Ethereum's clearly moving in a very similar pattern to what BTC is, although it's still under resistance. We rejected it at 399, which was a strong point here that we've got on this resistance. And we corrected down to a cross resistance. So we've got a diagonal resistance here. We've got, this is our channel resistance, and we corrected down to that point. So if we have a look, this is the channel from the bottom, right down at the bottom. And, you know, Ethereum's held that channel. So if we're going to correct, the most that we're going to correct to is this channel support now. I don't think we're going to go any deeper. And I think, like BTC, it'll probably continue up at this point. So the rule of a triangle is if it enters in, it usually leaves up. So we've entered into this triangle, we've come down, we've touched. So we've got the A, a B, a C, a D, and an E. And, you know, this should be the start of our next wave up again on Ethereum. So I don't think it's going to be long until Ethereum starts to move. If it does go the other way, it's only going to go, in my opinion, down to channel support. You know, once we go up higher, we're probably going to correct down to this horizontal support. So I would have orders around 349 on Ethereum if, you know, once we sort of go higher and we start correcting. BSV, again, it's also under a strong resistance, and it's in a channel. We should break out about here, retest the channel, come down, and then break up. So I've still got a 275 to 283 on BSV, providing we can break up, which I don't see an issue. And then we've got the millions. So, you know, we were looking at the charts last week with these perfect retraces to these diagonal supports. So most of the charts are still holding that. So this is Litecoin, this is BCH. We can see that Tezos has done the same. So they all have had these, you know, diagonal supports held, and they've moved strongly. So there's an issue here with Tezos where Hitbit have suspended withdrawals, so nobody's actually trading it on Hitbit. So there's a massive disparity in the price at the moment. So, but the thing is, you can't move it, so which is crazy. So if you were to, you know, to move it from Hitbit to another exchange, you know, you've got that arbitrage price, but they've suspended withdrawals, unfortunately. So yeah, we do have a price gap within Tezos on Hitbit to Bitfinex and to Binance. This is Link. So this coin has gone crazy. So, I've got a long-term target of 22. With FOMO, we're going to hit 25.
Whoa.
Yeah, it's still an insanely crazy sort of price. Now, as I've said previously, Link, when we had that trading engine failure with BitMEX and a few other exchanges, Link went to almost zero, and everyone was saying Link was dead, and it had the strongest bounce. It was from zero to almost $3, I think, within seconds. And so now we've hit $14, $14.50, and we're in a correction here. So this is a fourth wave within this pattern. It'll hold within this region. We've got diagonal support here on our trend line, so we should hold this line, and it'll continue filling out in this region. So we could even come down a little bit more, having a quite a nice sort of bull flag there, sort of drawing in here and then continue up. So we've probably got, this is a 3-hour chart, so we've probably got another, maybe I say, sort of a week on this. So we've got this correction here was the 4th of August, so it was 3 days. So, it tends to move quite fast at the moment. A lot of people are, having that real strong FOMO on Link, that they have missed out on these corrections and they've not got in. So, from this corrected down to sort of $6.50-ish, 28th of July, it's like just over a month later.
Wow, that's we've
more than doubled. So crazy.
It's been the hot
stuff.
debate amongst a couple of the HardForking team today, so they'll be pleased to see your analysis. They're actually following you in the copy trading as well on Prime. Okay, we have to guess at what Didis trying to say.
He said you missed out. He said that was a deep sigh. You missed out.
Yes. One of the guys is actually giving me some Chainlink because he's so upset that I haven't bought it and never talk about it. So thank you, Jordan.
So show Jordan this. So this is our diagonal support that we had from down at about $5. What have we got? No, $4 here. So this diagonal support, we've now broken above that diagonal support, and it's going to form our bull flag formation. So Link is a really, really strong coin at the moment, and there's so much support in these regions that 22, 25 is looking really good. I've seen some crazy charts on Link at the moment. Somebody sent me a chart. Do you think Link can go to $100? And it's like, well, it can. Anything can go to that price, but it's like, one step at a time here.
Didi, do you own any Link?
Yeah, I own a few Links, but I bought them too expensive as well. Did you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, I have a few, but I bought in too late as well. But for me, it's also the same question, because I got a lot of questions. Like, is Link a project that could even go to even highs like 100, 400 US dollars? Because people see this difference between, Ethereum started at that price as well. And, I think that if we see a huge bull run again for Bitcoin these insane months.
Yeah, for sure. Like if we go back to the XRP that we were talking about last week, and I know I was not allowed to talk about it anymore, but you think of XRP from a couple of cents to going to $3.30. Potentially this is what these coins can do. So when you think of Chainlink started a couple of years ago and we were only like a couple of cents, and we were less than, this is traded for less than a cent at points in time. And so it's
are we about to see an XRP chart, Lisa?
No, we're not. We're not. I don't think XRP's done anything this week. Hang on, let's.
Okay.
I'll inflict it on you. Oh, there we go. It's still under resistance. It's not really moving. It's quite a slow chart this week. So there you go.
It's going to fall down to zero. It's going to fall down to zero. Sell.
It's not. It's you crazy boys. Okay, so these are my brag posts. So 85%, 50%.
Sorry, what have we got here? Is this the bragging section? Did you say?
This is my brag section. So this is Voyager, 85%. This is VET, VChain, 50%. Where are we going? Let's find some of my exciting
Is this all
charts.
stuff you trade on Prime, or this is other private stuff? Or
a lot of the shit coins are on Binance. So right. Binance and KuCoin actually at the moment have the best shit coins. So yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering when some of these big exchanges are going to pay hackers to attack the likes of Uniswap. When you look at the volumes going through there at the moment, that's just growing.
Yeah, well, I think they've had Uniswap's been in the hackathon, so I don't think.
I think that the best hackers probably work for Uniswap, but
yeah.
I mean, it's basically what I'm saying is it seems to be a bit of a threat to some of the exchanges.
Yeah, for sure. So this is my Twitter trade that I just posted, and it's we've done 15% already. So yeah, so this is CTSI. So this Binance have on their page coming soon to staking in this coin or token. So I don't know what it does. I don't know. Somebody just told me to look at it today. I looked at it and I went, oh, that's a nice channel. And I looked at just did a little bit of quick research and saw that it was getting listed on Binance for staking soon and chucked a chart on Twitter. So,
possibly a good indication we're having a bull run when we're talking like that.
Yeah. So
15%.
So yeah, 15% an hour, not bad. So it's incredibly insane that some of these this is another DeFi project, obviously, but the DeFi projects are just like printing money.
Yeah,
and incredibly. So HBAR, I've been waiting for this one for God knows forever. I think I bought end of June, July. So we're 2 months into this trade and it's done 20%. Woo! So massive gains on this one. I'm not complaining. I like all my gains. So if I'm
10% a month, it's not that bad.
Yeah, it's better than banking fees, isn't it?
Exactly.
So what are they? So in Australia, there are like about I said 3% last week, but they're actually 1.8% per annum for a banking, sort of interest, which is crazy. I'd be complaining if I was getting, 1.8%. So I'm complaining about this trade and it's 20% in 2 months.
Loser. Craziness.
I would not be complaining. I would be
so this one is MFT mainframe. It's done pink line is where I entered my trade. So a mere 89%. Terrible charting there. So Anchor, we've done 140% gain so far. So this has some big stuff happening. So I'm like, okay, why is this one moving so much? So I looked it up and, it's got some stuff happening. So this is worth looking into, especially for the long-term sort of gains on this one. Long-term, I'm not talking about a year here, guys. I'm talking about 2 to 3 months. That's long-term in this. That's what we're looking at, long-term at the moment.
That's a long-term relationship.
It is. It's like so yeah.
Yeah, second half of the show we'll cover that material.
So yeah, Carver is just gone crazy. So Carver, we did at this point here, we did 290%.
Oh man, this is one of the ones you called out when we sort of first started these shows.
Yeah, so
that's gone up way too much. I'm not touching that.
I'm not touching that. It's not going. It's got to go down. So Carver, we did 290. We sold at this point here. Posted on Twitter 120%, 130% at that point, and we had a new buy here, and we're at another 30% as well. So 290, 130. And another 30. So what's that? A lot. So, yeah. So that's kind of Carver. Now the BTC pair on this one is matching it, which is kind of cool. So which means it's a really, really strong coin. So it's not often that the BTC pair sort of goes, move for move. Normally the BTC pair is lagging, but on Carver it's really strong. So that means that this is a really strong coin with some really big things happening. So it's one that I'm going to continue trading unless it breaks pattern, and selling at the wave sort of highs and that sort of thing. But yeah, it continues. So this region here is also a diagonal resistance that we're correcting at. So we may correct down to this point. That's why I've got a star. I've got some buy orders there. I'll probably ladder down as we go. We've got another support at this region here. I'll chuck this chart up on Twitter as well. But yeah, it's looking really good and really strong. We've got another 50% if we drop down to this range. What else do we have now, Kai? This is a chart I did for a client, and I threw this up on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, and it was literally just this one candle, and he's like, "Can you have a look at this?" And I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "How do I chart that?" So I just got the one candle that we had, and I chucked some Fibonacci on it, and I got this sell point. So we've sold, and it's continued going. So. And then I'm reading today that Cartier chain has a use case. It's being used on oil rigs in the Middle East. So they're actually using Cartier chain to, stamp the oil, to trace it through the blockchain to know where it's going, which is a really cool thing. So this actually has a use case.
Yes, that sounds so cynical. Wow. This is real.
Yeah, so this is real. This is a real blockchain. It's really happening. And it's like, because most of them, they talk about all these things that are happening, but they don't actually have anything happening. It's like it's coming soon. It's, we've got this happening. We've got a mainnet happening. We've got, everybody, buys all this news and then sells later on. So, but this one's really cool because to move the stuff around, you need to buy the token to move it through the chain. So that will see the Cartier chain. I think this is a long-term hold. I would even sort of hoping that it holds a pattern, which it's starting to get a really strong pattern. We're seeing strong corrections here, and it's looking really good long term. So I'd be sort of looking at this again in 2 to 3 months, and then if it's still moving strongly to pattern again in kind of 3 months. So we're still in the we're at a point 0.025. So there's so much room to grow on this, and it could literally explode and do massive gains. So, to go up 1-0, you're doing, 100% or whatever, which is just crazy. No, that's more than that, 1,000%. There you go.
What sort of liquidity is in this thing, do we know?
It's been getting some good money into it. Coin market.
$14. Oh.
Yeah, $14 in it. So, 10% gains again today. The market cap's quite nice. Yeah, 43 million.
There's some volume.
So, volume 5 million.
Yeah.
It's really good. So, yeah.
God, some of the guys, some of the guys
listed
in the team
almost everywhere. KuCoin.
Okay.
We've got it on Uniswap, Sean, so you can grab it there.
Oh my God.
That's your favourite exchange.
I learned some hard lessons about Uniswap last night.
So,
in the morning. Which is why I'll be copy trading Lisa.
So, FTM, we've made some nice gain. If my 50% on that one. A lot of these charts, and I threw a little bit of money into a lot of them, and they've all kind of moved, and they're all doing really well. So this is ONT. This is like one of the we've traded, it hit resistance, we've come back down. This was one of the trades of the week a while back, which it did it, a little bit. So we did ascent, and then it kind of corrected forever, and we've just taken off again today. So it's doing some nice gains again. So we should get to our next target. We're trying to break this resistance we've rejected. We'll get some sideways movement here before we go up. We should retouch this and then head to our So we've got quite a jagged sort of pattern on ONT at the moment. So it's a slow one. That's, it's quite a safe pattern. So if you're not looking for that volatility, this one's for you. Band has been this crazy, insane thing. So 200% on this move.
I'm pleased you're covering this. The team specifically asked if you would have a look at this one for them. So here you go, guys.
Yeah, so this one at the moment, we've hit a third wave extension. So if we chuck a Fibonacci on this region here, the way we do it. So coming up, so our third wave is going to finish here. We're in a fourth wave within that at the moment. So what this is going to look like is we're going to have quite a deep correction here, and then we'll keep going. So deep, it doesn't look like a deep correction. For band, this is a deep correction. So we can see sort of, this is this area here. So these correction points build support within the coin. So if it was to crash, it would come back to this range first.
What numbers has this thing moved and in what period of time? I'm not actually that familiar with it, but they called me this morning to ask if you would have a look at it. So
hang on. So so this is we were quite kind of flat for quite some time. And yeah, it's one of these ones that, it's come into the market. So if we go to a daily, we've dropped into the market, where are we? October last year.
Right.
And we've literally done nothing until, April this year is where all the DeFi stuff exploded. So, and everything sort of started moving. So, Elrond, our IDO, which is now P Network, Lend, all of these coins sort of started moving in April. And this is when the DeFi bull run started. So we can see that we get this movement in early March, which started, and then it came back and it sort of leveled out again, and then it really took off. So we finished our first wave. We had quite a shallow correction, and then the market went, okay, DeFi is a thing. and this has just exploded.
Right.
So within this period, so from March right until the top of our, so that can't be right.
Yes.
That's insane.
That's just 5,000%.
That's 5,000%. So this thing has done 5,000%. It's like, I haven't traded 5,000%. I'm envious of anyone that has. Like ERD, obviously we did 3,400%. But I do know, like, there's been a few people sort of going, can you check band out? Can you check this? And it's like, you know, the RSI as well on this has moved really, really strongly and really nicely. And yeah, it's crazy.
I was going to say, how do you trade a chart like
this
this, though?
coin or this token.
So why? Oh man, yeah, that's a crazy chart to.
Well, I was so the way that I
Sean, I can read your mind, Sean. You're Sean's eyes. I missed this one as well.
It is.
I want to be banned.
Well, Didi, I've actually.
Well, I started at the green line here, so I missed the bulk of it. Let's tell you which band I've had 200%.
Where did the two of you think we are?
Feels
in this sort of
like we are bent over, Sean.
Yeah, okay.
In the hype. So
what? Where do you guys think we are in this hype cycle for DeFi, which is obviously going pretty insane at the moment? Any thoughts on that?
It's crazy. We need a Wall Street cheat sheet for the DeFi.
I don't think that is possible. I think it's going crazy, Sean, and I think it will get even more crazy in the next couple of months, years. This is going to be the ICOs of 2017. Is going to be the DeFi now of the next bull run.
Quite clearly, it already is. I know when I'm up at 5 o'clock in the morning trying to figure out how to use a new bit of software, then yeah, we're in another bull run. But I think at the moment, Didi, would you say it's really just sort of people in the industry that are cottoning onto it? And I don't know that we've seen a huge amount of fresh people or the retail.
No, but you just heard what Lisa said. I already had that. I read the same article. You know, if all these wills are now borrowing their money against a 7% rate, but they can make 50 to 100%, it's a cheap loan. You know, so they loan. They loan a lot of money by using their bitcoins as a collateral, and then they just pump. So this is the new system, and this is the system you need to watch. Because if you look at, I just want to share with you guys one chart, and if I'm allowed to, because if you look at this chart, this is a chart by Glassnode. If you look at this thermal cap ratio, which is to keep it simple, it's the amount of money that miners are making. If you look at the last bull runs, you saw the thermal cap going insane here in 2012, 11, 12, 13, you see the peak. In 2014, you see this peak. In 2018, you see this peak. We see even this peak in 2019. We are now here.
Right.
We are not peaking out in Bitcoin price at all. You know, the miners are not making money. So I think this is a combination of that. Most of these projects, they don't use miner. There is not mine will reach these highs of 16,000. I think we will only be here with this thermal cap ratio. We could go to here. You know, this means the Bitcoin price has such.
Well, looking at that chart from an Elliott wave perspective, with you know, down here, and that we've started a new run. So basically, that we've just started our first wave. We're going to go into we finished our second wave now. So that third wave to about 0.4, I would say, and then, you know, it'll drop exciting. It's curling up. It's really curling up. So, and that's something that I would look for. I know that's not a tradable chart, but you can chart anything, and that's looking good. So I'm going to share the when the Bitcoin chart started getting the liquidity in it, it was sort of like $200-300, and that's where we were trading it. So for it to go from $200-300, this is sort of 2011 to 2013, and then all of a sudden, 7 years later, not even 6 years later, 5 years later, we're at $20,000. Is just crazy. So, when we look at this chart, so we've got this disbelief here, and I really think we're climbing this recovery as possible sort of area on this cheat sheet. And, it'll sort of plateau off and people will be like, oh, I'm not really sure it's going to happen. Maybe it's possible. Yeah. And, once it sort of starts really kicking in, and that optimism and that belief. But I've got friends that I've been telling them about Bitcoin for like 10 years, and they've just bought their first Bitcoin. So to me, they didn't even buy Bitcoin in the hype in the 2017, 2018 sort of, where it was all over the media. They didn't buy it. That was just, a time where it was this huge, big scam. And, now they're buying Bitcoin. And so, you look at it that way, this bull run's going to be bigger.
Yep.
Agreed.
There is, I think you're gone.
No, yeah.
Serious, no? Okay, no. Yeah, I think the same. I think it's going to be, sorry guys. Yeah, I think it must be stoned here from the beautiful palm trees in Spain. But I think it's the same, Lisa, with like we always see if I share this chart, it's every time people think it's not possible to do a bull run, and every time we see this like 30 to 40% corrections, people think we are going to crash down. And you can see that every time we do these corrections are like small hills or humps when it comes to the bull run, and we tend to test this 200-day moving average every time. And I think the chart is not complete because we are now hovering around 12K above this 200-day moving average. So I think we could be like in the beginning, like what you said, it's like here, this red circle, this is where we are, and we are going to see insane runs after, and we're going to see insane corrections after. But that's all the excitement. That's what I like about
that is the excitement. And that's what I was showing you on that chart before. It's like, we've got a correction, like quite a deep correction that's coming up. We're going to sort of hit around that 14 to 15,000, and then we're going to drop back down. So, and that's going to be quite a, we talk about waves, and that's the tidal wave. It just wipes the market out. So we're going to have, and that's what bull runs do. That's the excitement of trying to, work out how close to put your stop, because, the whales hunt them all the time, because the liquidity is king in this market, especially in a bull run, because, you've got these whales that are borrowing money now. They've got interest payments. You've got Tether, which when the exchanges borrow it from Tether, they have to pay the interest payments as well. So, they want to make as much money, and they want your money. So that's why the stops are, there's going to be massive stop runs. There's going to be these massive, like, violent tidal waves. And it's hold your horses. It's going to get crazy.
It is already.
Fun roller coaster ride.
Yeah. Well, Arthur Hayes tweeted that the other day. So my chart was a roller coaster for about a week. So, he's saying, are you ready for the Bitcoin roller coaster? And, the chart, I might just bring that chart up again so we can have a look. And because it really, really moved like exactly like a roller coaster. So hang on. Where are we? Share screen. So this is the roller coaster. So we were here. He's tweeted that we're going on this roller coaster. So we've gone up, we've gone down, we've gone up, we've gone down. So it really is the roller coaster that we've been sort of trading. And so there's been a lot of talk about you know, having balls in this market. And I'm in a couple of trading groups, which is quite funny. And, you know, stops being hit. And, you know, I had quite a deep stop on a trade that, you know, I knew the pattern. So I kind of, but, you know, there was areas that they were hunting stop. So I didn't have the stop. And the night before I had quite a large trade and I got hit by $2 on a stop. So I loosened the stop off, which is not something that you really ideally want to do, but it's a necessary evil in this market.
If you want to actually go to sleep at some point, it is, yeah.
Yeah, so the next morning I woke up and I'm just like, oh my God, it just hit my stop, like literally like by $2, and I was so annoyed. So,
Sean, I don't think it's the charts that's keeping Lisa awake.
No, I'm, yeah, we need to have a chat about that. I'm obviously jumping onto Prime to copy trade here, so we need to make sure that you're at home, you're focused, no distractions.
I was not at home, but I was focused. I had my laptop with me, sitting there.
Only green candles, Lisa. Only green candles.
Only green candles. That's it.
You got some big green candles behind you there, Didi. That looks really beautiful. You're enjoying Spain?
Yeah, I'm still in Spain. Yeah, and they are really beautiful. It's like these trees. It's a pool. It's the pool. I need to do a somersault today because I tweeted, oh man, if my video is going to get 500 thumbs up, I'm going to wear my clothes and do a somersault into this pool. So I need to do it today. I'm lucky I didn't reach 1,000 thumbs up because I promised the followers if I got 1,000 thumbs up, I would throw in one of my children with their clothes in the pool. So they were already mad. So we only got to 700. So I'm going to do it myself later today. But it's a beautiful area in Spain. It's near Alicante. A lot of almond tree plantations, a lot of vegetable plantation. How do you call it? Fruit trees plantations. It's beautiful to walk around. Beautiful sights. We are visiting our parents-in-law, which is my parents-in-law. It's amazing because he makes his own limoncello freshly every day. So
nice.
I'm drinking a lot of limoncello. Barbecuing and all that stuff. One thing I don't like about Spain is in Spain you need to wear a face mask, they call it here, even on streets. So I'm not doing that. I hate this. I really think they are retarded by doing it because it doesn't work. So it might not take that long that we stay here because I refuse to wear these things because I don't feel very comfortable with them and I don't think it helps. I think it's like not good for your health. So that's the only bad thing about Spain.
I had to wear one at the swimming pool a couple of days ago.
Yeah, if I go out, you have to wear one. So not that I go out very much, but like you do have to wear one.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I understand. You know, and please don't think I'm selfish or egoistic because you know I do respect everybody that does it, and I do think maybe it could help a little bit with this, spreading of this flu. But let's don't talk about the flu because don't get me started because then I think that will be the biggest bear time ever, you know. Let's talk happy thoughts. Let's talk Moby Dicks. Let's talk green dildos. Let's talk all of kind of bull runs we're going to see. Let's talk. Do we have?
We've got Lisa locked up in Melbourne trading for us. Yep. That's one positive thing from COVID. So
that's making the bull run, but we didn't hear the trade of the week. Is there a trade of the week?
There is a trade of the week. Yes, yes, we have not.
What would you do without me, guys? God damn.
I don't know, dude. I really don't know.
I need to find it now.
Finally, we have a perfect threesome.
I have literally got that many charts open. It's like, it is so crazy insane. It's like there's just so many things to trade right now. It's like, what do I trade? It's like, yeah. So let me show you. My trade of the week is fun. So we're going to have some fun with some fun. So now
there's a blast from the past.
It is. Yeah. And it's a really exciting chart because it's had such a deep correction. And I was reading some stuff the other day, and it is just starting to get some huge development here. And you know, obviously, there's a lot of casino coins at the moment. So our trade of the week was Win a couple of weeks ago, and it did 100% over the weekend, which was yeah. So which Sean wasn't in. So
No, I sold it hours before it did that, but fortunately, where I moved it, did better.
yeah. So
No
here we
comment.
go. So we did it. Sorry, I lie. We did 98% in Win. It's like terrible. Anyway,
Yeah.
so we've got a rebuy zone on Win at the moment. So that should again pump and do another 100% here.
Really?
Yeah.
Did
Yeah.
you hear it, Sean?
Hey,
Did you
So
hear it?
yes, I did.
it has
I did.
not completed pattern yet. So
Are you gonna get some win, Didi?
No, I think I will do it. I think I will go for Funfair because I saw what Funfair did in the past, and I think they can do it again. You know, I'm a casino guy.
You'll
You know
find
this,
it.
yeah. That was my previous job. I had a casino, so I always keep an eye on these things. Yeah, I like them.
Yeah,
Okay.
so Funfair is a really cool looking chart, like at the moment, just with how it's corrected, and you know it's moving to resistance points. So you know it's corrected quite deep, which is not unusual for like anything in this market. You know, if we take a look at how it is,
Oh my goodness! Yeah, you're hanging around for a while to get your money back on this one, aren't you?
yeah. So,
You
but
got on early.
if you're just entering it now,
Yeah,
it's really exciting because we've
true.
got this flat pattern that's just starting to curl up, and this is
Yeah.
what all of these charts are. And this is, you know, the exciting thing about this. We've got before we even get to this resistance here, we've got 230%. So you know that's massive. So that's kind of got to be your first sort of sell point around 200%.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
All right.
monstrous.
Funfair, one to watch.
Yeah, so that's our trade of the week. So,
Okay.
you know, obviously trade of the weeks, we buy, some of them move quicker than others.
Yeah.
Like Win
I
took,
think people are understanding that looking at some of the Twitter chat. It's like on day 7 of Win, it's like, why hasn't this got up and then bang?
yeah.
All right, it took 3 weeks, but
Yeah, it took a little bit longer. So it's like, I'm sorry, guys, they don't move instantaneously just when I post a chart. It could take 3 to 4 weeks. It might take 6 weeks. I don't know, but it's going to go. So this is, you know, this one looks, even to get to that resistance, is a 200% trade. So it's a really good chart.
yeah. Cool. Yeah, I know a couple of the team are actually, they've been talking about Funfair for a long time. So on Didis' radar, you've called it out. I'm going to have a close look myself. Obviously, not financial advice, people. We all know that.
Yeah.
Do your own
And obviously,
research.
if, you know, Sean's not going to buy it and I'm going to talk about it.
Hey, don't set me up as the bad luck guy. No, absolutely. I'm doing all right. Doing all right.
Sean's just going to look at it, and then we're going to
I'm going to
talk a
copy
couple of
trade you
weeks.
anyway, Lisa, on Prime. So
we're just going to talk about it in a couple of weeks, how Sean missed out on 200%. So yeah.
well, you know, it's I'm pleased we're making the show because I am getting inundated with calls, and it's nice to be able to go and watch the show. I've made some guides on how to use Uniswap as well. We've had some good macro people on the channel lately as well, and then obviously this trading show I think is adding a lot of value to the audience. So you know, it's great to have you guys along. Obviously, Didi, your content's fantastic on the daily, and you can find Lisa on the daily on Twitter as well to follow the chart. So this is only once a week, but please follow these two on the daily. They're very knowledgeable people.
And I promise I'll try not to disappear for 16 hours again.
No. Is there? I need a red alert button on Prime, whereas if Lisa's offline for too long.
What? Wait, next time,
What?
because if you're going to promise it, you need to say something that you're going to do. If not, so if you don't keep your promise next time, you need to tell us exactly what you did in this last 60 minutes.
Is this a PG-13 plus show, isn't it?
It always is. It always is, Lisa. I think it's perfect for people. You know, people just need to watch 3 channels. It's like HardForking, it's Lisa's tweets, and it's the Bitcoin family. And then they have the perfect combination of trading, life, erotic, sextortion, everything around it.
Ed, I couldn't agree more, Didi. On that note, any updates on that? I know you had some Dutch television people talking to you. Is there any news coming in the near future on what the Bitcoin?
Yeah, I think I can be very positive about this one. We already, to be very honest, we already recorded 1 episode.
What?
I'm still not allowed to tell you what it is, but I think it is what exactly. You know, Sean, when we were together on the beach, many times we talked about how can we get this space into the mainstream media. You know, we are all promoting it on YouTube and all these beautiful centralized social media outlets, but the biggest part of the people are just not watching these YouTube things. They are just still watching this boring television and all that stuff. So I have been pushing since to get more in this mainstream media, and I think I found a very beautiful way now to get into the Dutch media, where the Dutch people will be following our family around for some time and
Fantastic.
hear me talk about Bitcoin a lot of time, and see me wearing shirts with Bitcoin and to be or not to be all the time, you know, and trying to do my best over there. Also had just a really cool interview with Business Insider again. You know, Business Insider was the first platform that interviewed me and my family, and that went viral like worldwide. And we were now in Spain, they saw this, and so we did a huge interview with Business Insider again, which is also a platform that is read by not crypto people. So I am trying to focus on reaching people on the other side, you know?
Yeah. Well, look, well done. I mean, obviously Lisa's edging closer to getting her movie moving as well. I'm trying to get this Real Crypto series, which, you know, I'd love to have both of you involved in that. Which is designed to be very much a reality show on the space, as opposed to, you know, a technical educational type of thing. Because you're 100% correct. I mean, you know, I think crypto is, you know, I thought it would happen quicker than this, but really crossing over into that mainstream mentality. You know, they've heard of Bitcoin now, but it hasn't taken that next step to really understanding.
They're starting to, but they're starting to. That's the exciting thing. So all these people that didn't get in 2017, 2018 are now asking the questions. I'm still hearing about Bitcoin. It's a thing. It's a real thing. So
correct.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to keep strong as a family, because then people can see he's already in for a long time. He's still in. It's not like a multi-level marketing game, because you need to realize we have, like, I think 720 million Bitcoin addresses, for example.
Yeah.
You know, of which 30 million Bitcoin addresses hold like value, and only 1 million of those 30 million addresses are active. You know, this is nothing. There are 30 million Bitcoin addresses, wallets that hold like assets, and only 1 million is moving in a daily basis. And there were like in total 720 million addresses. So it's just beginning. The fun is beginning. The fun fair is beginning. It's all going to be one big party. It's going to be an explosion. We are going to see loopings in this roller coaster. You know, it's going to be a very happy time. Happy long time.
Oh, absolutely.
Love you long time.
So you're gonna be the Dutch reality stars to begin with, and then clearly that'll happen on a global scale very, very soon after that, I would imagine. I think your story and your family story, obviously one I've been around for quite a while now. It's just awesome.
I really can't talk about it, but there is another company that indeed contacted us, and that one is, and that one we need to speak English. So that's the only thing I want to say, because I don't want to throw in my own windows.
All right. Well, Lisa and I want a cameo on that show, please, Didi. But make sure that's in the contract.
Yeah.
Can't break up the threesome. You need a three-way clause in the contract.
Yes, it all depends on what we are going to do during that time, but I think we can arrange a deal.
Very good, very good. Well, look, I'll love you and leave you, people. I know you're both very busy. Didi needs to go and throw himself in the swimming pool, and Lisa needs to go and address her Prime XBT audience on Twitter. Let them know You're
I'm
on the
still
case.
alive. I'm on the case. It's
Yeah.
a good trade. It's a green trade now. It's in profit, and the stocks are in profit. So
Very good.
there we go.
And let them know this video will be up shortly. I think it dropped there, so I'm going to have to call on the editors to attach it together. But listen, thanks so much for your time once again, you two. I really do always look forward to our Mondays. Great fun, very informative as well. Amazing times, and we'll see you all back here next Monday.
Same
Thank you
batch
so
channel.